Hello, my Mad Yogi tribe, and welcome once again to the Dosha Room. And this is going to be the 8.2 of our Dosha Vinyasa Yoga, so the Pitta balancing flow of the Series 8. We are going to start down on the mat, and if you have blocks, I will show you here. If you have blocks, get 1 or 2 blocks for our balancing poses. And if you can or want to, position yourself close to a wall as well, because 8.2 has a lot of balancing poses. So please pair back the pose. For example, a quick example, we do have a figure 4 with either eagle arms or a forearm press, and we're going to go really deep in this pose. Now, if you want to lean back on a wall, adjust yourself here, bend your knees, and then come into your figure 4 and come into that forward fold with your figure 4 with yourself against the wall. You're welcome to do that. Or if you need to release the hands and the arms and use your blocks, you're welcome to do that as well. So let's come down on the mat in a seated child's pose. So bring your feet down, just 1 hip width distance, and that's just approximately 2 fist widths. Hands on your knees. Your knees can be a little wider here, or they can also be in your neutral pose with your hip width distance. Yeah, hands on your shins, just below the knees, and curl yourself forward and down. By the way, I hope you haven't had anything to eat yet, but if you have something in your belly, widen the knees a little bit, and I'll instruct you a little bit more on that one with our other poses. So hands on your shins, curl in. Breathe here. I know it's a little bit restrictive for the breath because the anterior of the body is quite compressed, but the back is open, and feel for how the breath is behaving. Yeah, because the front of the body is compressed and restricted, the back and the sides will naturally have to move a lot more to accommodate the breath. From here, wave yourself open, belly in and up, chest up, head up, a little bit of a lean back, so hold on to your shins and press your feet down. 2 more breaths. Exhale, pull yourself in, curl, seated child's pose. Inhale, wave yourself open. Exhale, curl back in. Inhale, wave yourself open, lift your legs up, cross your ankles, and bring your feet a little bit in. So it's a floating Siddhasana. Bring your hands behind you, hands in fists, and feel as if you're really pulling something heavy towards the back. So retract your scapula, open up your upper rib cage, lengthen out your collarbones out to the sides. On an exhalation, feet down, rock forward, butterfly stroke forward, nice, open and wide. Hands in fists, pull back, arms a little wide out to the side to clear your knees. Pulling back as you wave your sternum up and lift your legs up. Exhale, feet down, rock forward, big butterfly stroke forward. Grip, pull, lengthen the sternum, lengthen the spine, lift the legs up. 1 more, feet down, rock forward, swing your arms forward. Grip, pull back, wave up the spine, lift the legs up. Keep the legs lifted up here and release them in a half boat. Release your arms forward. From your half boat, roll back. Hands on your knees just to support you, and pull your knees in. Now again, going back to if you've had anything to eat or drink, Don't pull your thighs very close to your knees, yeah? Make it a loose bind of your leg against your belly. Or if you're feeling okay, bring your thighs as flat as they can go onto your belly. From here, release your left leg, hands on your right leg, plant or flex your ankle, and flick the toes. Your right leg rather, is pressing into your belly, hands interlaced to facilitate that weight going down, and your left leg again is lengthening up and feel as if you're pushing something against the flats of your toes. Release, roll yourself up, a little bit of momentum, hands can be under the knees, a bit of momentum, and rolling up. Half boat. Let's do the other side. Roll back down, knees in, right leg releases, hands loose interlacing on top of your shin, and pull that leg down on you. That's the left leg. Your right leg is lengthening up, plant or flexed ankle, and push a heavy invisible something against the flats of your toes. Deep full breath. It's a little bit hard to talk when the abdomen is compressed. Release the pose, roll up. Feel for your muscle action as well, not just the momentum, yeah? Rolling back down, curl the legs in, curl the knees in, left leg extends, right leg presses onto your belly. Release, roll up, back into your half boat. Roll back down, knees in, right leg extends, left tight or loose against your belly. One more set, roll yourself up, a little bit of momentum if you want, half boat or full boat this time if you're feeling like it. Roll back down, curl the legs in, left leg extends, right leg, tight or loose compression against your belly. Don't rush, give yourself time in the pose. Release and roll back up. Half boat or full boat. Release the pose. Rolling back down, knees to your chest. Right leg extends, left leg loose or tight against your belly. Deep full breath. Now release the pose and roll back up into a half boat. Everyone into a half boat. Release your hands behind, release your feet down on the mat. The feet just a little wider than your shoulders, similar to our hands when they're in a plank mode. Weight the spine here, building it up, chest up, head up. Feel that strong or strong-ish retraction of your scapula behind you. When you're ready, strong legs, strong arms, push yourself up. Keep looking forward though and push through, especially through your legs, to lift the hips up in a tabletop position or a crab pose. Strong for the backs of the neck here, and we're strengthening those muscles. Exhale, either all the way down or hover just above the mat. Wave yourself up once again, spine waving. Even in this form, keep looking forward, tabletop or crab pose. Exhale, all the way down or hover. One more, waving the body up, tabletop or crab pose, same pose, and exhale this time all the way down. Sit bones down, adjust yourself on the mat if you need to, a little bit more towards the center. Release the weight from your arms, right foot threads under the arch of your left leg. Heel, bring it right around to the side. Left foot to the right side of your right leg, outside of your right leg. Left hand on your right knee. That would be the bottom knee. Your left arm is cradling your left leg. Right hand behind. So the right side is nice and open. And twist, spinal twist to the right side. From your pubis, although it will feel anchored, navel, sternum, and nose. Your arms, as per usual, they act as levers to torque you a little deeper into your pose. Keep breathing. From here, release the pose, back to center. Right hand on your lifted knee, on your left knee. Left hand behind. Wave the spine up first, belly up, chest up, head up. And on an exhalation, close belly to tightly bound twist to the left side. Stay in this pose with your hand on your knee if this is enough, or if you want to, bring your right elbow on the outside or on the top of your left leg and twist a little bit deeper. But just remember, the spine will only twist so much, yeah? We rarely do this in my class, this stop sign of the arms, because I find there's a false sense of strength that you can go really deep in this twist. You can, but again, the spine will only go so much. So don't get drawn by the ego in this pose. Release a pose. Release your legs. Release a pose. Hands behind you, fingers pointing forward towards the legs. Bring the feet back into your seated child's pose position. So flat against the mat. Hands on your shin. And on an exhalation, curl yourself forward and head down. Once again in a closed, seated child's pose. Wave the spine up, belly up. Chest up. Head up, opening the pose. Exhale, close the pose, belly to your thighs. Curling the upper thoracic down. Curling the head down. Waving up, belly up. Chest up. Head up. Exhale, curling forward and down. One more, inhale. Waving the spine open and exhale. Closing the pose. One more to just open the body so we have space to move. Lift the legs up. Cross. Left ankle on top this time. Hands in fists and pull back. Waving the sternum up. Feet down. Rock forward. Butterfly stroke forward. A big movement. Grip something invisible in front of you. Pull back, waving the spine. Pulling to the back of the hands. Sternum moving forward and up. Lengthening up the spine. Lifting the legs up. Feet down. Rock forward. Butterfly stroke. Exhale here. Inhale, waving up. Wave the spine up. Pulling your arms back, lifting the legs up. Imagine you have an invisible pulley system. Feet down, rock forward. Rolling the arms forward and inhale, open the pose. Keep your legs lifted. Release your arms in your half bow. Release your legs in your half bow. From here, roll back down. Stay with me, hands on your shins. Compress. Left leg extends. Right leg tight or loose bind against your belly and lengthen your left leg up. Release a pose, roll up. Half boat. Or if you're feeling strong and you want to, full boat. Roll back, knees in, right leg extends, left compressing against the body. Don't hold your breath here, keep breathing. Release and roll up. Half boat or full boat. Roll back down, knees in, left extends, compress the right side of your belly. All of this compression, it's a bit of a weight exercise for your diaphragm. Release, roll up, half boat or full boat. Last set, rolling back down, right lengthens, left in. Oh, finishing that middle set first. Release, rolling up. Now last set, half boat or full boat, roll down. Knees in, left releases, right compresses. Release, rolling up. Half boat or full boat. Roll down, bring your knees in. Right releases, left compresses. Breathe. Release the pose, rolling back up. Half boat this time. Let's come to a half boat. Hands behind you, feet down. Back to that tabletop / crab pose. Wave the spine up, belly in and up, chest up, head up. Lengthening the sternum, opening the neck, but looking forward. No head drop backs for this flow. Strengthen the back of your neck. Pushing through your foundations, waving your spine up, lifting your hips up. Exhale, all the way down or hover. Waving up, belly in and up, chest up, head up. It's already up, I think. And exhale down. Last one. Waving up, belly in and up, chest up, head up. And exhale all the way down. Release the weight from your arms. Left foot, left leg threads under. Right heel. Bring it as close to that right side of your hip as you can. Right foot out to the left side. Right hand, bottom knee. Cradle that top knee, that top leg with your arm. Left hand behind you and wave the spine up first. Creating space. By the way, if this is enough for you without the twist, then stay. Or if you want to, still with the intention of doing the spinal twist from the pubis to the left side. Navel, sternum, and nose. Deep, full breath. Being mindful of how the breath is behaving throughout the flow today. Release the pose. Left hand, top knee, right hand behind, and wave the spine up first and come into a shallow twist. Shallow spinal twist first. Keeping your left hand on your knee or elbow on top of that leg and come a little deeper. With that caveat of realizing the spine will only twist so much. Release the pose. Release the crossing of your legs. Extend your arms forward. Pull yourself forward, elbows in, and unfurl yourself. Adjust yourself on the mat as you need to. Crawling back. I need to crawl back. Extend the legs to the back. Full plank to gain our alignments. Knees bend, push back. Puppy pose. Staying here first and having spinal waves. Belly up, chest up, head up, and exhale down. Two more. Belly up, chest up, head up, exhaling down. Last one. Belly up, chest up. Listen to my instruction. Head up. And in that downward wave, if you want to lengthen your legs, lengthen them now in your downward facing dog. And a few more spinal waves here. So we don't shock the backs of the legs into a straight, long line. We heat them up a little bit, preparing the back as well. Downward facing dog. Breathing from here, heels up, knees and elbows bend. Walk, just for the start, just walk to the top of your mat. Knees bent, belly on your thighs, head down, hands beside the feet. Chandra-Uttanasana. Looking through the gap between your legs and as high up that gap as you can. Or if you have any head issues, any heaviness in the head, look forward at that top space on the floor. Knees bend a little bit more to sink the sit bones, the hips down, backs of the hands together. We do that so that our weight goes through our legs and into the triangles of your feet, and your lower back is protected here. Yeah, that's the purpose of that. Backs of the hands in, pushing through your legs, wave yourself up. You'll also feel that power of this lift from that point. Lengthening up, upward facing hands, shallow back bend. Push your hips forward, allow the body to come into a C shape, but just a shallow one to start. Now squeeze a whole front line of the body, your pectorals, your abdominals, your psoas, even your quads, to lift yourself up. Hands in, elbows in, knees bend, belly on your thighs, head down, hands down. So we come into our Chandra-Uttanasana in that order. And those are the cues as well. From our Chandra Uttanasana, let's do our Chandra Namaskar, our moon salutation. Right leg lifts, step that foot back on the flats of your toes. Strong body here. Feel as if you're a clay sculpture that hasn't been fired yet. You're still being molded. Strong front legs, strong back. Backs of the hands in and wave yourself up. You're molding yourself up. You're hugging and lifting. You're feeling that wave of the spine, spinal wave lifting up, and you're up in your crescent lunge, Anjaneyasana, lengthening up here. Breathing, Ujjayi or circular breath. Hands in, elbows press in, belly on your thigh, head down, hands down, nice and flat with the hands because they need to be able to carry your body weight. When we transition the left foot and leg to the back in your plank, strongly pushing through your arms, through the flats of your toes. Now soften your knees and drift back into your puppy pose. Spinal wave here, belly up, chest up, head up, and exhale down, still in your puppy pose. One more, belly up, chest up, head up, and exhale down. Last one, listen to my instruction, waving the spine up. And in that downward wave, if you want to lengthen the legs in downward facing dog, do so here. While the body is waving down, you're lengthening the legs and coming to your downward facing dog. Breathing here. Now let's do this half low with the breath. Inhale, heels up. Exhale, knees down. Inhale, waving the spine up into your upward facing cat pose. Exhale, untap the toes, notice your hands, keep them where they are. Point the sit bones towards the back and push yourself down into your extended child's pose. Noticing my elbows are lifted up here. When your arms are trying to extend, don't bring your elbows down. That will give you that pinching sensation right here in your joint, in this corner of your joint, and it's quite unpleasant. So lift the elbows up. From here, with your elbows squeezing in, don't let them wing out or point out. Point them to the back. Look at that space between your hands and slide yourself forward. Now I know this is strong, but push yourself up into an upward facing dog. You're pushing through your arms to lift the body up. You're pushing through the flats of your toes to lift the quads up, to lift the thighs up in an upward facing dog. But of course, if this really isn't available to you, bring your thighs down and bend your elbows. The bend of the elbows coming to cobra pose is quite important. Never leave your arms straight with the thighs down on the mat. From here, wherever you are, push yourself strongly up. Feel that lift of your hips. Flip your feet over and bend the knees. Coming back through puppy pose. One spinal wave. And exhale. Downward facing dog. Deep full breath. Still with that right leg, thigh to belly. Point the knee back and up. Keep it bent first, gain your height, and then extend the leg. In a three-legged dog, wave yourself forward, three-legged plank. Curl your right leg forward and step your foot through. Back into your lunge. Remembering that sculpting sensation, hug and lift. Backs of the hands in, wave yourself up. The backs of your hands are pressing in, especially in this transition, to counterpose your wrists. Lengthening up, high crescent lunge. You are squeezing your scapula here and allow your arms to be drifted a little bit more towards the back. Release the pose, hands in, elbows press in, belly on your thighs, head down, hands down. Soften your knees and step back up. Chandrauttanasana. Now let's make it smooth and I'll insert something later. Backs of the hands in, push through your legs, wave yourself up. Urdhva Hastasana, upward facing hands. Push your hips forward, allow the body to curve, shallow or a little deeper in your big letter C back bend. Squeeze the front of the body to lift. Hands in, elbows in, knees bend, belly on your thighs, head down, hands down, as flat as you can make them. Left leg curls up, step it back, lunge. Strong front leg, strong back, backs of the hands in, high crescent lunge. Wave yourself up, hugging and lifting, mold yourself up. Stay with the spine upright or push your hips forward and allow a small back bend to happen. Strong back leg though. Then push through that back leg and the front line of the body to lift. Hands in, elbows in, belly on your thigh, head down, hands down, flat. Soften your elbows and your knees so you have a bit of push back to your plank. Knees bend, drift back. Puppy pose. One spinal wave, belly up, chest up, head up, exhale down. Lengthen your legs in downward facing dog if you want to. Let's add this. Inhale, heels up. Exhale, knees down. Inhale, upward facing cat pose. Exhale, untuck the toes, push back. Extended child's pose. Always notice the pressing down of your hands and the lift of your elbows. Now, hug and lift. Squeeze your body tight. Wave yourself up. You're welcome to walk your hands on the mat and up your body if you need to. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Allow your arms to naturally open up towards the back. Now, squeeze the tops of your shoulders. Lift your arms up. Feel as if you're pressing something. You're compressing something between your hands without them coming close. Push your hips forward. Keep looking forward though. Shallow, suspended camel. Make it shallow because this is a strong pose. Squeeze the front line of the body all the way to your quads to lift yourself. Hands in, elbows bend, hands at the back of your neck. Cradle the back of your neck. Squeeze your head lightly, then sit bones to your heels. When you're ready, and you're welcome to open your knees here should you need to, elbows all the way down, curl the body, and elbows all the way down to the mat. Staying here, it is quite a tight ball of the body. It's a very tight version of a child's pose, and that's to counterpose the back from all of those back bends. Extend your arms forward, wave the body up, the thoracic rather, and the cervical spine so you can spot that space between your hands where we will slide into. Then slide yourself forward, elbows change their orientation to push, to point towards the back and push yourself up. Cobra or upward facing dog. Breathing. Push yourself up strongly through your arms. Feel that natural lift of the hips. Flip your feet over. Bend your knees. Puppy pose or downward facing dog. Spinal wave, belly up, chest up, head up, and exhale down. Left leg, thigh to belly. Knee points back and up, nice and long. Extend. Wave forward, three-legged plank. Curl your left leg through and step. Back heel points up, you're on the flats of your toes. Engage your muscles, backs of the hands in, and wave yourself up. Hug and lift all the way up to your crescent lunge. If you're feeling like it, push your hips forward and allow that C shape of the spine to happen. Just a shallow back bend in your crescent lunge. Squeeze the front line of the body, push through your back leg to lift. Hands in, elbows in, belly on your thigh, head down, hands down. You can come up to your claw hands here and step up, back to your Chandrautanasana. Backs of the hands in, pushing through your legs, wave yourself up. Urdhva, upward facing hands. Push your hips forward, shallow, deep back bend, up two. Squeeze the front line of the body to lift. Hands in, elbows press in, knees bend, belly of the thighs, head down, hands down. Nice and flat here. Right leg curls up, step it back, lunge. Back to the hands together, engage your muscles, mold, hug and lift yourself up. High crescent lunge. With or without a back bend. If you want to go to a back bend, push your hips forward, allow the body to curve. Pushing through your back leg and squeezing the back muscles if you went to a back bend. Hands in, elbows, belly and thigh, head down, hands down. Bend your elbows and your knees. Create that space. Plank. Knees bend, push back. Puppy pose, spiral wave. And decide if you want to stay in puppy pose or downward facing dog. Up to you. Inhale, heels up. Exhale, knees down. Inhale, upward facing cat. Exhale, extended child's pose. One full breath here. Then squeeze the body, wave yourself up. Finish that wave through your cranium and add your shoulders so your arms are beaming softly to the back. Squeeze the tops of your shoulders, lift your arms up, then push your hips forward, shallow or a little deeper in your suspended camel. But keep looking forward. The body will count, the head counterweights the body. Squeeze the front line of the body to lift up, hands in, elbows bend, cradle the back of your head, squeeze the head lightly. Sit down on your heels, knees the same or open them as you need to, and elbows all the way down. Curl yourself in a tight ball. Extend your arms forward, upper thoracic and cervical spine waves up so you can spot where you're going. Then slide through, elbows point to the back. Strong for the arms, I know. Upward facing dog or cobra, should you want cobra instead. Pushing through your arms, feel that natural lift of the hips. Flip the feet over, knees bend, drift back. Puppy pose or downward facing dog. Right leg, thigh to belly, knee points back and up. Extends. Wave yourself forward, three-legged plank, and bring your foot through for your crescent lunge. Back to the hands in, stable front leg, wave yourself up. High crescent lunge. Breathing. Hands in. Elbows press in, belly and thigh, head down, hands down. Can be on your claw hands this time because we are stepping up. Chandra Uttanasana. Back to the hands in and push through your legs. Urdhva Hastasana, upward facing hands. Shallow or deep back bend, up to you. Squeeze yourself to lift up. From here, now just face you for a moment. Bring your feet together. Bringing your feet together. Squeeze your knees in. Now don't think about moving the lower back in chair. Just think about bending the knees as you're squeezing them and you're coming into a high chair while preserving, importantly, the integrity of your lower back. chair pose. From your chair, you are moving even more slowly than you have been. It's quite important though. Bring your arms forward, right elbow below, stack your elbows, and come into your eagle arms. Lift your elbows up so you don't restrict the breath with the weight of your arms. If your eagle arms aren't available to you, then release your arms and come into a forearm press instead. And I have a workshop on that in the workshop rooms. So from your chair pose with bound arms, either forearm press or eagle arms, you're going to bring your weight, your awareness on the right leg. Bringing lightness to your left, just to prepare the right leg for that weight. Left leg curls up, ankle to your knee. Then once it's there and you have your balance, bring the knee drifted down so you're coming into your proper figure four. Breathing here. Even more slowly, tilt on your hips, belly down on your thighs. I say belly down, but choose an angle which you can sustain with your balance. If it's a high up here, then that's good. If it's no angle at all, that's good too. Or any angle, any point, all the way down to your belly on your thigh. Once again, stopping at the point you can maintain your balance. Wherever you are, left leg slides off, extend it to the back. Land it down first, just to reset your balance. Keep the body in the tilt, in the angle it's in. If you want to lift that back leg, push strongly through your front leg and squeeze your hamstring and your gluteals, especially of the left side, the left gluteal and the left hamstring, to lift that leg up. So it's not just a mechanical hinging of the hips. From here, front knee softens and step back. Heel down. So check your feet. You are in a warrior stance. Drift your body ever so slightly to the left side, only until you can come into a humble warrior. So we are not pointing the head and the hands out to the side. Yeah? Maybe to the top left corner of the mat. In a humble warrior. Before we move to the next pose, check your back foot. Mine default into that 30 or 45 degree angles. But for this flow, we want those toes pointing directly to the long horizon of the mat. So a 90 degree angle relative to that long horizon. Push to your front leg, drift to center, adjust your stance, bend your back knee, and drift to the back. Now this angle can be this high, so it's just a small shift of the weight to the back, or if you want to, come all the way down. But both feet are flat on the mat. Deep full breath. From here, push strongly through your back leg to lift yourself up. Back to center. Reset your head and your shoulders and your hands to point towards the top of the mat. Back foot drags in a little bit. And we are back to our warrior one stance with that back foot, 30 or 45 degree angles. Yeah? Release your arms. Back foot hops a little bit closer. Bend both knees. Extend your arms to the back. Front knee, bottom thumb, interlace your fingers behind your hamstring just above the knee, not on the knee joint. Above the knee, but maybe not very high. When you're ready, lengthen out both legs. Your front leg might already be lengthened here, so lengthen out that back leg. If you feel here that nothing's happening, you're just in this loose bind, bend your knees once again, both of them. Back leg hops farther to the back. Your front knee will naturally lengthen out here. Then reset that lengthening of that back leg. What you should be feeling is because of this bind of your hands behind your leg is pushing into your hands and your arms are drawing you even deeper in this intense side stretch. It is an even more intense side stretch. Deep full breath. Now soften both knees, release the arms, and turn to the long horizon of the mat. By the way, you are invited to sigh throughout this flow during our exhalations, yeah? So wide-legged, gain your stance first, drift your body weight back to the right side. Your hands come onto strong, so center yourselves again, hands in a strong claw shape, then stick them there and drift your body weight to the right side. Elbows and knees bend. Then to the left, to the right, to the left, and side. It's a version of our side sweeping lunge. Hands and feet, or at least the pads of your fingers, are stuck on the mat. Of course, the pinkies and the thumbs can move a little bit, but middle fingers are stuck on the mat, and you're just moving your elbows. Allow your shoulders, allow your wrists and your elbows to soften here. Good. And when you're back to the left side, stop. Turn to the left side, turn your feet, and step up. And you're back into your Chandrautanasana. Strong legs, back to the hands in, push yourself up. Lifting up, Urdhvastasana. Shallow or deep back bend or no back bend at all. If you've had enough of this, squeeze your front to lift. If you want your back bend, walk your feet in. Don't bend your knees yet. Lengthening up. Now feel for that gap between your knees. Squeeze your knees in by bending them. Don't think about your lower back. Just think about bending the knees. And you're coming into your chair pose. Essentially what we want to avoid is coming into chair this way, yeah? Don't hyperextend your lower back. Chair pose. Breathing. Squeezing the legs quite strongly in. From your chair pose, bring your arms forward. Left elbow below. And binding eagle arms. Or once again, a forearm press. And I'll show you the forearm press for my side for this round. Slowly, with awareness on your left leg, curl your right leg up, ankle to knee. Gain your balance. When it's there, drift your knee lower. It's a little bit of an external rotation of your hip. And come into your figure four. Keeping the body upright or tilting it all the way down to your belly and any angle in between. I'm showing you a lower angle. In a figure four, leg balance, bound arms, and a forward fold, a bit of a forward fold. Right leg releases. Extend it to the back. Toes down, gain your balance. And stay here if this is enough, strongly pushing through your front leg. Or if you want a leg lift, gluteals and hamstrings of the right side, squeeze and lift up. So the body, the torso angle barely changed, but of course you can if you need to. But what we want is that strengthening the back body. Soften your front knee, back foot down, warrior feet. Warrior one first, and then come to humble warrior with the body drifting very slightly to the right just to accommodate your shoulders. You are approximately pointing yourself to the top corner of the mat and not to the side. Humble warrior. From here, push strongly through your front leg, drift the body to the back, adjust that back foot to a 90-degree angle, by the way, and come into what I call a crouching warrior. You can stay high, and again, it's just a shift of the body weight to the back, staying high or coming really low, but both feet down on the mat. Deep, full breath. Press your elbows in, whichever arm bind you're in, and elbows away from the chest. Don't restrict your breath. Strong back leg, whichever height you're in, push yourself up. Back to center between your feet. Release your arms, head and shoulders point back to the top horizon of your mat, releasing the arms and point your back foot back in our warrior one stance. Hop that foot closer, extend your arms to the back with both knees bent, or maybe just that back knee, interlace your fingers. Front leg, bottom thumb. The interlacing is really tight and strong, just above your knee. When you're ready, lengthen that back leg. You should feel your leg pushing into your hands and your arms drawing you deeper. If you don't feel that, adjust your back leg. And breathe. Don't restrict the breath, or don't hold the breath rather. It feels restricted, but don't hold the breath. From here, soften your knees, release the arms, crawl yourself back, toes pointing to the long horizon of your mat, high on your claw hands. The hands, by the way, are just beside your feet. Knees bent, elbows pointing out to the sides this time. Draw your body weight to the left, then to the right. If your fingers lift, you can lift your thumb and your pinky, but try to keep your middle fingers on the mat. The purpose of this is, who's ever played with cooked spaghetti and you're holding both ends, but you're wiggling it around until they're kind of dancing in space. And look at your arms here. It's kind of the same movement. And that's what we're trying to get. Articulation, a soft articulation in the arms as the legs do. From here, when you're back to the right side, stop. Turn to the top of the mat, hands flat, and step back to your plank. Let's have a half Chandra Namaskar. Knees bent, push back. Puppy pose or downward facing dog. Heels up, inhale. Exhale. Exhale through the mouth, even knees down. Inhale, upward facing cat. Now, invitation is there to exhale to the mouth, untuck your toes, and sighing exhalation into your extended child's pose. Just stay here. Tuck your toes under, push yourself up, downward facing dog or puppy pose. Heels up, knees and elbows bend, step or jump, top of your mat. Knees bend, backs of the hands in, push yourself up. Upward facing hands. No back bend, shallow or deep, up to you. Squeeze the front to lift. From here, relax your arms down and grab your blocks or place them at least at the top of the mat, one on each corner, or if you only have one, maybe in the middle, just so you know where to grab them when you need them. Set yourself a little farther back from the top horizon of your mat. So maybe leave a quarter of that space at the top. Lead with the crown of your head, knees bend, and come into your softer forward fold. Extend your arms forward out to the corners of your mat. So I hope you see this. These are my feet and my hands are not directly in line. They should be out to the corners, creating a trapezoid. Yeah, a slanted, flat, a trapezoid. And bring yourself back. I'm bringing myself back on my mat, extending my arms, letting my head go. Deep, full breath. If you need your blocks, you can grab your blocks and hold on to your blocks. If you only have one, reserve it for later. Let your head go. From here, right leg curls up, point the knee back and up, and extend. Allow your elbows to adjust here. They might want to bend. Just allow that to happen. And you're in your standing split, distributing your weight between your foundations. Deep, full breath. Once again, you're squeezing your gluteals and your hamstrings to lift that leg up. And you're feeling as if you're pushing something against the flats of your toes. So bringing all of those together. From here, with your right hand flat on the mat and the floor, or with a block, right hand down, left arm curls around your back waist. Then it's a closed belly twist to your left side, from the pubis to the left. Navel, sternum, and nose. Don't worry about the angle of your leg. It's going to self-adjust and come into this revolved half moon pose with your arm binding around the back waist. Your nose can be pointing just directly forward, neutrally forward, maybe not down here because you're trying to spin the body. Or if you can, up towards the ceiling. Breathing. Don't hold the breath. From here, release the pose. Left hand down, release your block. Right hand down, back foot down on the mat. From here, I know you can't see me, so just listen to the instructions. Left foot points out to the left side. Right foot comes on the blade of your right foot. Left arm resets itself, binding behind your back waist, and you're spinning open once again to the left side in a modified side plank. Breathing here. Nose neutrally forward or up towards the ceiling. I'm not instructing an arm lift here because I want us to concentrate on this spin of the body. The arm is just easy to add. It's just a little bit more of a weight training with the arm up and a deeper understanding, awareness of course, but arm behind your back for today is all good. Release the pose. Left hand down. Neutralize your shoulders. Neutralize your legs. Knee down. Untuck your toes. By the way, if your knees need padding, by all means, please pad your knees. Walk your hands a little closer. Hands on your left knee and wave yourself up. Belly in and up. Chest up. Head up. Now, we've all probably come up in this box-shaped position of the legs. You can stay here if this is enough for you, but you are invited, if you want to, of course, walk your front foot a little bit more forward. And you can use your block on the long side to support your body weight. So I hope you can see that I'm using the block. Here's my block under my right hand and lengthening up here. Just to gain your balance here first, and then you'll move into a twist. From here, with your left hand, stabilizing that left leg from the base of the body, from the pubis, twisting to the right side. Pubis, navel, sternum and arm, and nose. That left hand on your knees, preventing that leg from drifting in. Keep it neutrally pointing forward. Deep, full breath. From here, strongly push through your front leg. Grab your block should you need to and bring it by your back foot. Hand on your block, trying to keep your balance. Stay here if this is enough. With your right hand, just around your back waist once again. And you're already, I can't see you, you're already in a half camel, a supported half camel. If you don't want your block or you want to hold on to your foot, that is an even deeper pose. So up to you. This time, left arm can be kept around the back waist, or if you're feeling like it, release and extend it to the back. Looking neutrally just forward to the right side. But if you want to, and only one time for our flow today, you can look up, a bit of a head drop back, just for this second to the last flow. From here, squeeze the long line of your left side, squeeze yourself up, strong. You're strong for the body, you can use your block to support you. Crawl your right hand down on the mat. Reset yourself here. Then closed belly twist to the left side. From the pubis, left hand can remain on your knee, navel, sternum, nose. Arch of the right of the left foot can lift up, and that leg can now drift lower. But you're not actually pressing that leg down, yeah? You're just anchoring yourself. Or if you have a tendency to press that leg down, just extend your arm to the back. Tessellation bind. This is already a prep for this pose, so stay here if this is enough, or bend your back knee. Hold on to your foot and just keep this, the angle of your body as it is. Stay here, or if you want to, come a little deeper. You're practically looking towards the back. Deep, full breath. Release the pose. Please be mindful of this. It can be really tough for that back knee. My block is in the way. Crawl yourself back to an extended child's pose. Moving even more slow for this vinyasa, this mini vinyasa. Deep full breath. Resetting the length of the arms here. Wave yourself up, belly up, chest up, tuck your toes under, and push through your arms and your legs while you're drifting the body back, the hips back, into downward facing dog. Sigh. Inhale. Heels up, knees and elbows bend, and walk. Why not? Let's just walk 3/4 of the way up, leaving some space. Good thing I have 2 blocks. I'm gonna leave that one there at the back. No, don't. If you're like me, don't bother getting it if you have 2 blocks, unless you need 2 blocks at the top. Yeah? Extend your arms diagonally forward. The bases, the foundations of your hands and your feet. Create a trapezoid. Knees bend. Let the head go. Then body weight in the middle of this shape. Strong right leg pushing down, left leg curls up, point the knee back and up, as high as you'll go, squeeze the quads, and then, no, sorry, not the quads, the gluteals. Squeeze the gluteals and then lengthen that leg up in a supported standing split. From here, checking that your left hand is diagonally away from your standing leg. Right arm curls around your back waist. And when you're ready, close belly twist to the right side. Pubis, navel, sternum, nose. Again, that lifted leg will adjust its angle automatically. Deep, full breath. Release the pose. Right hand down. Reset yourself. You can walk your hands a little closer. Back foot down on the mat. Again, you can't see me, or you might not be able to see me. Listen to the instruction. Right foot points out 90 degrees, T intersection with the top horizon of your mat. Left foot, come onto blade of that foot. Right arm around the back waist and turn, open to the right side in a modified plank. Side plank. You are pushing strongly through all your foundations, although your arm will feel like it's carrying all of your body weight. Nose neutrally forward or up towards the ceiling. Release the pose, level your shoulders, neutralize your legs, bringing them back to neutral, back knee down on the mat. Untuck your toes, walk your hands up on your front knee. Keep your body curved here first because I want you to feel this wave. Belly in and up, with the spine upright. Chest up and head up. Sigh with me. Now option, keep your legs in a box shape in 90 degrees or walk your front foot forward and drift your hips forward and down. Coming into a deeper low lunge. Because what we want to achieve here is that lengthening of the psoas, lengthening of the quads. Lengthening up the body which you can do as well in your box shape position, of course. From here, open belly twist to the left side, from the base of the spine, from the pubis, navel, sternum and arm, and nose looking towards the back. If your neck is okay, or just neutrally forward. Right hand, preventing that knee from drifting in, or from just not doing anything there. Stabilize it, point it neutrally forward. Breathing. Push through your front leg, lift yourself up, left hand on your block or on your heel, and right arm lifts up and diagonally to the back. But of course, that arm can actually just come around your back waist again, if you want to. Neck, wherever it dictates, it's neutral, whichever angle that is, or if your arm is up, you can look back towards it. The only flow for this 8.2, which has a neck drop back. Squeeze your right side, pushing through your back leg and back arm to lift yourself up. Crawl your left hand down on the mat. Reset yourself here. Right knee, right hand on your right knee, and just coax it out to the side, coming on the blade of your foot. But you're not pushing that leg down. Right arm leads the way, but spinal twist, of course, leads away into that twist, that tessellation prep. It's a prep because you can leave your back knee down, back leg extended rather. But if you're wanting to, back knee bends, hold on to your foot, to the blade of the foot. Yeah, so don't rotate your shoulder by holding on to the arch side. Hold on to the blade. And keep your spine neutral where it is already, or twist a little bit deeper towards the back if you want to. Again, this pose is hard for that back knee, so pad your knees if you want to, and please be careful. Deep, full breath. Release the pose. Hands down on the mat. Please don't let your foot slap, so be mindful of how you bring that foot down. Walk your leg, your right leg to the back, and come back into an extended child's pose. Breathing. From our extended child's pose, wave yourself up, back through a cat pose, and then however you can, bring your legs forward. So I like crossing my ankles, going towards the back and flipping over, but some toes don't like that. So sit down and bring your legs to the front, however it's comfortable to you. Extending your legs, dorsal flexion of the ankles this time. Flick the toes, wave the spine up, hands light beside the body in a Dandasana, a staff pose. Breathing here. It looks so benign, but if you're hugging and lifting, it's quite strong. From here, right knee bends. Hug it to you as close as you can. Then bring that knee down on the mat. Now we'll do it this way. In a Janu Sirsasana, bring your right hand behind you in line with that left foot, with that left leg and left sit bone. So bring your right hand down, plant or flex your left ankle this time, flick the toes as you lift your left arm up and exhale. Lift your sit bones up and reach to the back. Deep full breath. Look past just your biceps or wherever the neck dictates as it's neutral for this pose. Release that lift, sit back down, toes back, pointing up, dorsiflexion, back of the left hand on the inside of your left leg. Right arm lifts up, you are looking towards the right side, towards that long horizon of your mat. And exhale, lateral flexion along your extended leg. Deep, full breath. From here, level your shoulders. Right arm comes down on the mat. You can use the traction of your hands against the mat or hold on to your foot or to your leg rather. Or if you can hold on to your foot, then hold on to your foot and wave the spine up. Belly up, chest up, head up. Checking your legs, your femurs, your thigh bones are in a 90-degree angle. From here, exhale, melt forward and down. You can release the arms, just allow the back, the two halves of the back, just to melt out to the sides, but don't let your extended leg go slack and fall out to the side, yeah? Knee points up, toes point up. Deep, full breath. Wave the spine up, belly up, chest up, head up as you bring the back of your right hand around the outside of your left knee. So just sliding it there, left hand behind and twist to the left side. It's just a very shallow twist. Deep, full breath. I tend to always say that because it's very easy for the body and the mind to just default to not breathing. But don't let that happen. Always breathe. Relax the pose, release the pose, set yourself back. On the mat, if you've drifted a little bit, right leg extends and we're back in our Dandasana. Just cooling ourselves down a little bit more. Left knee bends. Hold on to that leg so you can really squeeze it nice and tight against your belly as you've been doing from the start. Let that leg drop out, heel under the body, toes under your hamstrings and set yourself femurs 90 degrees. Left hand in line with your right sit bone, reach towards the back in a comfortable distance, not very far, not too near either. Right arm waves up, plantar flex your right ankle, flick the toes and stay here actually. If this is enough, you're just reaching up. You're pushing through your standing arm and you're reaching up. Or if you want to follow through with a lift, look past just your bicep or wherever the neck dictates as it's neutral, not necessarily dropping the head towards the back this time, but you are reaching that top arm, opening that side. Release the pose. Back of the right hand on the inside of your right leg. Left arm lengthens up and lateral flexion along your extended leg. Deep, full breath. Feel that lengthening right here in your side. Again, you can even sigh. And with every exhalation, just allow the body to melt deeper. If you want to. From here, shoulders back to level. Don't rush. Unthread your right arm to the right side and reset yourself here. Using the traction of your hands against the mat, holding onto your leg, or holding on to your foot. Whichever point your hands are on, wave the spine, belly up. I'm showing you with my hands on the mat, chest up and head up. Lengthening up here. Even if your body comes into a vertical position, that's fine. You are hugging and lifting. You're waving the spine up. You're lengthening up. On a long sighing exhalation, just melt forward and down. Inhale. Allowing, once again, the two halves of your back to just melt down, especially your shoulders and your arms. It is a more passive opening of the back. From here, wave yourself up, belly in and up, chest up, head up, curl the back of your left hand on the outside of your right knee, right hand behind, and it's a shallow twist to the right side. From here, release the pose. Good. Bring your feet in, blades of the feet together. Now we'll do this obliquely. Blades of the feet together, hold on to the blades of your feet. Allow your back to round here as you're gaining that grip of your hands on the blades of your feet. And then wave the spine, belly up, chest up, head up. And balance yourself on your sit bones. Lengthening up here. Stay if this is enough. Oh, and by the way, if your sit bones or your coccyx need padding here, by all means, please pad. But balance might be a little wonky if you do have something really soft under you. So just be aware of that, because you can sit here, but you are invited to open up your legs. Plantar flexing your ankles, flat of the toes, point up, pressing into something. You're lengthening up, but you are strongly holding on to your feet. It's a similar sensation as that bound intense side stretch that we did. And breathing here. You can always sigh it out. Special for Pitta flows, the point twos. Our point two flows from 1 to 8. You can sigh out your exhalations and bring your legs back in. Bring them down on the mat. Set yourself on the mat for your Shavasana. Curl back in. A tight ball this time. If you can really wrap your arms around your knees, holding on to your wrist or your forearm and curl in. Gosh, it's hard to talk here. And I know it's hard to breathe because, once again, the front of the body is compressed and restricted. But it's an opportunity to allow the back and the side ribs, back and the side lungs to open up and move and feel their movement. It's an awareness exercise. One more breath. And release and lie down. Roll down on the mat. Hug your knees in one last time. And sacroiliac joint massage. SI massage. By the way, if you have a ponytail like I do and your head is on your ponytail, you're lying down on your ponytail, move it away please. So your head is flat on the mat. It's not balancing on your ponytail. Rolling, massaging the SI joint. I've found that it's a nice abdominal massage as well. There's no compression, but because we're rolling the body this way, I don't know, I feel it in myself at least. From here, and I know it's going to be hard to breathe, but do it with me. Knees compressed in, shoulders round up, head rounds up, inhale, and exhale with a long sigh, opening to our Shavasana. A little bit of a truncated sigh. It's hard to talk there. And open up. Shavasana, you've earned it.